Oh, no, it's Turin. I was holding it too far away.
Turin.
Turin.
Isn't that a
Turkish urine?
That's a car racing series.
They milk Turkish men and
the Cars
women.
Turin series.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards. Jamie?
Today I want to be Max.
Oh, sorry. With me, as always, is Jamie, who today identifies as Max.
I'm Max.
Are you Max Van Stuffaburger?
I'm full of Turkish urine. See, it's in there. It's in the Red Bull.
We haven't even drank
I'm anticipating the Turin. Isn't that Turkish urine?
Where do you see Turin at?
They're made with Turin and lightly carbonated.
Now, I already told you, Turin is the Cars Turin series.
Oh, yeah, Dale and
Turin is what bands do. They go
and Harvick and
turn around.
Who are all the partners in that thing?
Oh, it's like Dale, Harvick, Marks, and
Burton,
the mayor. So Jamie hasn't had a whole lot of sleep. Is that correct, Jamie?
It's just like 2 hours.
Like 2 hours. So
I set an early morning breakfast appointment with a customer thinking that we work tomorrow and I'd be used to working. But
see, it makes no sense already.
No.
If you're listening or watching and you're going, this show's going to be off the chains, yeah, it's going to be off the rail. 2 hours of sleep. He's had no coffee.
None.
Have you had any caffeine at all?
None.
All right, so originally we were going to shotgun a Red Bull, but
Lance and I shared donuts.
We decided just to drink it because I don't need him having a heart attack. It might say on the can, if over 50, do not shotgun this.
I don't say that.
Well, I don't want Jamie to have a heart attack on the show. So
I talk about vitamins.
We're going to just chug it, right?
That's what they call it.
Neither one of us drink energy drinks, so this could be interesting.
You know, they call this vitamins.
Vitamins?
In Australia.
Vitaminogenians?
Because I'm really getting into super cars.
Vitamins is what I Love Lucy. Remember she was like the vitamin and mini mites?
Yes, Vitaminamix and thingamajiggy.
I think that's why she said it.
Chitty chitty bang bang on the side.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Here's our cafe.
For Max Van Sturpenberger.
For Stupenberger.
I think his father's a boxer.
Man, these things are horrible. I don't know how people drink this every day.
It's the kick you get in 10 minutes.
Well, I'm trying to get it all down.
We are not sponsored by Red Bull, but if Red Bull would like to send us some money,
we'll take it.
We will take it.
Maybe. This thing's horrible.
I can say it's great.
Is that great marketing? Like, drink this Red Bull. It's horrible.
Hold it. We weren't saying that when we were doing the Cannonball Run, when we drank at every stop at a gas station.
Mine's gone.
Oh. Good Lord. I feel the energy coursing through my vein. Hold it. Look at that. Look at that weird shit, dude.
Are you going to drink the whole thing?
That's the state of West Virginia. Look. Isn't that where Janet lives?
Is yours West Virginia, really?
Yeah, look.
Let me see.
No, West Virginia, dude.
Oh.
What is your state?
I don't know, maybe.
Does it look the same?
Has it got a 7 in it?
Got that little panhandle up there by Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was nasty,
man. Let me see that thing. Is Max Van Sturpen? It is. It's West Virginia again. You think Max Van Sturpenheimer is from West Virginia? Oh, look, I never noticed that.
Max Van Sturpenheimer?
They punched out a bull on the tab.
Are you going to just finish?
That's pretty cool.
Just drink it.
I'm going to save it.
Just drink it.
Put it in my memory book.
I didn't drink this whole thing. Just,
Oh, good Lord. Where's yesterday's hamburger?
Grandpa over here. There you go.
Woo! That stuff crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
That's how we survived the Cannonball Run, was drinking Red Bull.
Oh. Well, I want to check my Cannonball breath. Okay.
You wait now?
Smell like a little Van Sturpen there.
We ain't going to be able to sit still the rest of the show.
Oh, wrong sheet.
See what the Red Bull's done to this guy?
Oh, my goodness.
So we didn't record last week. Took a week off in remembrance of all the men and women who fought and died for this great nation of ours.
We
Memorial
also
Day.
needed a break.
And we took a break.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice to have a break, actually.
Just 2 weeks after our first break.
Maybe we had needed a break for a while, so it was all building up. And
Well, the end of July, I got to bury my mother-in-law, so we might have another break.
that's true. And we have a off weekend coming up, race weekend. I don't know if we'll record after that or not. Probably.
What is that? Mutter's Day?
Footers Day.
It's Futter's Day.
Footers Day.
Not Mutters?
Footers. This is for the footers, not the motors. Never mind. I had a thought in my
Don't
head.
piss off any mothers out there.
I can't wait to see.
They gave birth to us and
I
gave
can't
birth
wait
to our
to see
children.
what Janet's tweet says on Father's Day.
We found her house on the Red Bull bottle can.
Her house?
Can. I already
We
forgot.
didn't find her house. We found the state she lives in.
No. If I tapped it. Oh, give me that. Where did it go?
I threw it in the garbage.
Oh, I wanted that tab.
Well, you can have it when you leave. You can dig it out of the garbage.
I tapped it twice and it gave me Google Earth. I found Janet's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Janet,
Yeah. Thank you, Janet.
for living on a Red Bull can.
Well, I wonder what her tweet on Father's Day will say. Her Mother's Day tweet was something about cooter shooters. Happy Cooter Shooter Day.
Well, what'd you call a
So
male
what is
organ a cooter shooter too, though? Isn't that a cooter shooter?
I guess technically.
I think giving birth would be like cooter shotgun, right? Or cannon howitzer.
I guess.
No, howitzer is a cannon. Cooter howitzer.
All right.
Doogie Howser?
What's one of the dumbest things you've ever done
Ooh.
before today?
I was almost charged. Let's not go there. Charges were dropped.
No, the dumbest thing you've done that you could talk about on the show. Like, I was thinking some of the dumb things I've done. Like, we used to pull each other behind the car in Coke crates.
Oh, we did. There was this stupid Michael J. Fox movie where he turned into a werewolf of London.
Yeah.
And he car surfed. I had a
Y'all did
friend.
that?
I had a friend with one of those mullet Camaros from the 80s.
Yeah.
Mike. We pulled his T-tops out and we
Car surfed.
car surfed on his Camaro.
We would sit in Coke crates and use ski ropes and pull each other down the street sitting in these Coke crates. And then the truck would stop and you just take off sliding by the truck.
I got a question about Coke crates. Did you get any residual highs from touching the sides?
Not that kind of Coke.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. I got you.
We'll probably be boycotting Coca-Cola next.
Why? What did they do to me?
Have you boycotted Target?
I don't even have a Target. Yes. I don't have a Target
The boycott,
in my town or
so the
big town.
boycotts actually work.
Why?
Everybody's boycotting Bud Light and Target right now.
Why is Bud Light boycotting Target?
No, people are boycotting Target and Bud Light.
What did Target do to Bud Light, though, to make people get mad at them?
Target didn't do anything to Bud Light.
So why are we protesting Target?
We're boycotting.
So look, man, I didn't drink Bud Light before. I didn't get to participate. We don't have in Macon or Forsyth a Target. I can't even boycott. I'm already technically boycotting them now.
My question is, do boycotts work? And
I hear that Bud Light thing's still going strong.
Are boycotts any different than canceling? So is boycotting something any different than when they were canceling it?
But let's think about this for a while. Is boycotting sexist? Why can't a girl cot?
Well, I mean,
that might mean something totally different. We
Yeah.
probably should have Googled that.
probably shouldn't Google that.
Girl cotting.
I'm all jacked up on Red Bull.
What if I girl?
Are you awake now? Like, I'm wired, dude. I'm like,
If
I can't even concentrate on anything. I'm so jacked up. It's like, we're going to go through the whole show sheet in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna girl cot Victoria's Secret.
I don't think you can do that legally.
I can. Why can't I girl cot it?
Girl cock.
Cot, not cock.
I said cock.
Why did you say cock?
I didn't say cock. I said cock.
I don't know.
Cock.
I heard cock.
Cock.
Girl
It's because
cocking.
I don't pronounce my T's in cock.
You can't girl cock. That goes right into our gender benders.
We're not doing gender bender no
We
more.
bent all the genders.
I'm done with look.
There are some haters out there, dude.
Well, it's not just the haters, man. Like it started getting to me. I was like, I can't take it no more. Like people actually believe this crap. Like there's people who believe that gender can change minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, or based on your partner's preference. And it just kind of bothered me.
I got a theory on that. You are what you look at when you pee. You can't hide it by giving a different definition.
You ever watch Blue Bloods?
Blue Bloods?
It's a hell of a transition.
Had blue balls before. I don't know, Blue Buds.
So on Blue Bloods.
Oh, Blue Buds. Bloods? Bloods.
Bloods, the show.
Right, I need some sleep.
Obviously. The
Blue
Red Bull's not helping?
Man, I haven't had Blue Buds since I was like 18 years old.
Is the Red Bull not helping?
Supposedly from Hawaii.
Are you not awake yet?
Oh, no, I'm not awake. I am tingly. Not warm and tingly, but
like jacked up on Red Bull, tingly.
Trapped up on Red Bull, empty stomach, just a donut in there.
This is what.
Yeah, no, what really sucked? I have 4 cups of coffee in the morning, right?
You had none.
I dropped this tremendous deuce after 4 cups of coffee.
Oh.
I don't eat breakfast, so that's yesterday's banked, whatever you want to call it, proteins. I have not dropped a deuce today because I did not have 4 cups of coffee.
Well, you just had some Red Bulls with you.
It's going to come flying out when I hit Griffin on the way home.
You crap your pants during the show. We might get to 1 million listens.
Well, I usually have early warnings with some little farts, You'll know. They'll see if they're watching on YouTube. They'll see you start going.
I hope you're watching. If you're listening to this show, you probably are going to want to watch this one because right now we're both so wired on Red Bull. It's hilarious.
You might even see smoke come out of my butt.
Sit still. It's like we're probably doing crack or something. That's what it felt like.
It was just Red Bull, sugar-free. Sugar's not even involved.
And I drink caffeine, just not that much in 30 seconds probably.
Took me like 3 minutes.
So what are we talking about?
We were on Boycotts.
You ever watch?
No, Girl Cotton. We were Girl Cotton.
You ever watch Buddy Brown on YouTube? He's actually a country music singer, but Janet.
No, I don't.
He's somebody Janet actually had turned me on to. So I was watching him the other day, and he said there's a difference between letting kids be kids and letting kids be dicks.
Well, you know,
and he's talking about how kids are acting like. I mean, right here where we live at, or where I live at, down in Peachtree City, they had the Lululemon store. 2 kids ran in, robbed the place, and left. And the employees called 911, and the employees got fired for calling 911 because company policy says don't call the cops, scan a QR code, it makes it go bye-bye, and you move on.
That sounds like a Sarbanes-Oxley violation.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Just making crap disappear in your inventory. Well, and I think Lululemon is publicly traded.
Well, I mean.
In fact, I once owned stock in Lululemon. I'm very frustrated about their SOX violation. I don't think I'll invest in them again.
I can't take you serious right now. When I was a kid,
I think their stock symbol is Lulu.
If I would have ever been rude to an adult when I was a kid, I'd have got whipped.
Oh, I would have been whipped by Mom and then Dad when he got home.
Yeah. My whole family whipped me. Like, my grandmother would whip me. Her sister would whip me. My dad's sister would whip me. My mom would whip me. My dad would whip me.
We used to call it.
Some friends of the family probably got to whip me, too. I mean, it was spankings. Like, I'm not saying, like, defects need to be called. Like, I got what I needed. Like, I wouldn't be who I am today. Those whippings.
Yeah, I'd be way more messed up than I am now.
Hey, I went to a concert Friday night. Well, I didn't go to a concert. I took my wife and daughter downtown Atlanta to a concert. They went to the concert.
Who was in the concert?
Ed, that Ed dude.
Ed.
Yeah.
Ed Brown? Or is it just Ed? Oh,
the pop singer.
I'm not sure who he is. Is he the British redhead or the British dark-haired dude?
Well, my wife and daughter went to the concert. I just hung out in Atlanta. Hang out in the parking lot. Actually,
what color is his head so I can picture? Yeah, that's him.
So I hung out and watched that show Dirt in the car, season 1, episodes 1 and 2.
I've seen Joe Dirt.
I walked around Atlanta and they were having like a anime con furry.
No, that's
thing.
just downtown Atlanta, dude.
And I'm telling
That's
you,
constantly.
I was sending Jamie pictures. There was this one chick walking around dressed up as Bob the Builder with long bunny rabbit ears. And then there was another chick who barely had anything on.
Isn't that a weird sex thing when they dress that way?
And then there was a lot of people. Yeah, I do. I think they dress as animals and they
It's
rock.
called cosplay or something. Cosplay.
That's not a sexual thing. The cosplay is dressing up like Star Wars, anything, anime. That's not a get your rocks off thing. Well, maybe it is.
I thought.
I don't know.
I've just seen.
There's a thing I saw on CSI one time where these people all dressed
they
up
would rub
as
each
furries
other in their
and get in a
furs.
pile. In
Yeah.
a fur pile.
That's where
If you've ever been involved in a fur pile,
please
can
call
you
us.
please let us know. Just
And you know what?
In the comment section below.
No, we need to do a furry Zoom call and talk to a real fur ball.
I wonder if Chris, our friend Chris, has ever done a fur. He could,
Which Chris?
you know.
The one that only speaks in King James like he's from England?
He probably could do a furry thing.
I think
I
that's
can
what
see
he
that.
did before he found Jesus.
Before he found Jesus, he was a furry.
Yeah, a Ferber.
But these people were just straight up walking around Atlanta. It was so trippy. And then I had to go pee. I went to the CNN Center to pee at like 9 o'clock, and they wouldn't let me in. So I had to pee in a bottle in the car. If you've ever peed in a bottle in
Is
a
there
car,
not a public bathroom in Centennial Park that you can pee in? What about the Olympic fountain?
I guess I should have texted you that before I decided to pee in a bottle, and you could have said, hey, check out Centennial Park that you're parked next to. No, I don't know if there is or not. To be
You know
honest.
how I would have handled it? I would have gone to the
I just
Olympic fountains
peed in the fountain.
and just act like I like getting wet, and then I'm completely wet, and then I just
Pee in your pants?
Yep. Who's gonna know then?
I just went back to the car, opened the door, and peed in the bottle.
I don't know if I'd do that. My
Well,
mom and dad.
I was halfway through my pee when I realized the windows might not be tinted. And I'm standing there looking around. I'm like, there's cameras everywhere. But I safely survived. So
my I'm gonna call him a hillbilly. There are hills where I'm from.
all right, Billy.
Just south of here. My grandfather, my mother's father, he had a apple smasher, cider smasher. I don't know what you call it. I kind of turned my back on the farm.
Yeah.
And he'd get big glass jugs for cider. But we drove down here from Washington, D.C., and my grandfather, my mom and dad were ticked about how many times I had stopped to pee. So my grandfather gave us one of them big old cider jugs, and they made us pee in it going back home.
Oh,
Do you know how embarrassing that is? In a old Chevy station wagon when you're in the third seat
in a single cab truck,
and there's glass all the way around the frickin' station wagon.
It is not.
There's
easy.
no way some people, they're probably dead of old age now because we're talking like 70s here. There's no way people didn't see us peeing in that jug.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no way. We never peed in.
And of course it spilt.
My
brother Joey didn't put the top on tight.
My granddad would just pull over on the side of 75 and we'd jump out and pee on the side of the highway. Truckers going by, I'm standing there peeing.
Oh, my parents didn't even want to stop.
Doing the honk your horns thing with my arm, and truckers blowing their horn. It was awesome, man. That's how we grew up.
Hey, there's nothing more satisfying peeing outside.
I love peeing outside. I'd rather pee outside at my house than in the bathroom. You don't have to aim. You don't do anything. It's free. You just pee.
You don't even have to hold it. Just fire
pee.
away. Yeah.
You do circles.
Yeah. Spell your name.
My nephew, Friday night, we went over to my aunt's house for my nephew. He turned 4. He had a little birthday party.
Do you think he'll remember turning 4?
Nah. I'm sitting out on the back porch.
Save some money and not have a party.
And here he comes running out the door, runs past me, drops trout, and starts peeing in the yard. And I'm like, boy, don't pee on your socks. And then his granddad come out there and he's like, you didn't pee on my back porch, did you? He goes, no, I peed in the grass.
But it's gonna rain.
It don't matter.
Just probably your decks are made out of treated timber.
He's
so
4.
okay.
I'm 38. We all like to pee in the yard. That's all.
Peeing outside.
And that's why we like, as men, that's why we like peeing in the yard, because we were taught how to pee in the yard first. Like, I learned how to pee in the backyard before I learned how to pee in the toilet. It was easier. There was no aiming, for a 1-year-old or however you are when you learn to pee. My granddad, you're outside and pee. That's how he kept us from peeing in the pool. We got out of the pool, we peed in the yard next to the pool.
So when I was like 20.
You peed in the pool?
No, there's pee in the story, though. So there was this.
Good to know.
It was a gay bar in D.C., DuPont Circle, called Badlands.
Yeah.
And so us heterosexuals, had heard that they got great DJs and play great music. So we went down the Badlands, and we heard they didn't ID either because we were underage. And they didn't ID.
Well, that's good.
So we're there with our girlfriends. We're,
partying it up.
White dancing.
White boy dancing.
Not being racist. It's just true. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this white boy can't dance.
Anyway, it looks like you're doing some kind of Mexican mariachi band dance.
Well, maybe that's what we should have tried. But anyway, I went to the
Y'all have to watch this week's on YouTube.
I had too much beer. It wasn't Bud Light, I don't think. It was probably Yingling, because that was a big beer up there. But I went to the bathroom, and I didn't know what they were called at the time. We call them cross-dressers.
Yeah.
But I saw a transgender pee in the urinal.
Oh, yeah. I had that Friday night, too.
I was like, I looked down from my urinal and went, whoa! Because my first thought was it was a woman peeing standing up in the urinal. But then I remembered I was at this place called Badlands. What a name. Badlands. So I decided I was going to pee outside. It'd be safer.
Yeah.
In a major urban setting with alleys and stuff.
It's not.
I saw other things that night that I'm not going to repeat, but I haven't done them. So I kept drinking beer and kept going to urinal after I went once out in the alleyway in DuPont Circle.
So Friday night at the CNN Center where the fluffy thing was going on, I went into the bathroom right after my wife and daughter went to the concert. I walked through the CNN Center and went to the bathroom, and I sat at the urinal just minding my own business, eyes straight ahead, peeing. This woman walks in next to me, persists to stand there and pee at the urinal. And she looked over at me. I looked back. I kind of nodded my head, and I looked back forward, like, just look forward, Brad. And she goes, "How are you doing today?"
Oh, wow.
I was like, good. And I finished and I left. That was it. But it reminded me of another story.
You'd think penis in your mouth would make your voice change.
I don't know. It reminded me of another story, though, when I went to a David Bowie concert.
I didn't mean you had penis in your mouth.
I figured you didn't. But I went to a David Bowie concert one time.
I went to a David Bowie concert.
And this guy, Dan, that we were there with, he was our sales rep for a manufacturer that we no longer work for. And Dan took us to this David Bowie concert. And me and Dan went to the bathroom at Chastain Park, not Ross Chastain, but Chastain Park in Atlanta.
Well, I'm glad you related it to racing.
Yeah, I was trying. Tie it back into race car spelled backwards. But he went to the bathroom, and we go in, and there's these two women, or guys. I mean, they were clearly guys, dressed as women peeing. And Dan's like, "Man, those chicks got dicks. Look at that." I'm like, "Shut up, Dan. You can't say that out loud."
Wouldn't you expect that at a Bowie concert, though, since he was the first one to dress as a woman? Or Lou Reed. I'm not sure which one was first.
I don't know.
And I was fans of both. I didn't know Queen was gay until someone told me in like 9th grade.
I don't think David Bowie is gay.
I think he's bi.
He's married. He's been married to the same woman for a really long time. Is he?
But rock stars aren't monogamous.
Well, they don't live a long time either.
I think he was like 70.
We just lost Joe Walsh. Just passed away recently.
Joe Walsh?
Yeah, and Tina Turner passed away recently.
Joe Walsh didn't die. Really? I love Joe Walsh. I'm going to have to Google that stuff.
He's breaking the rule. See,
I got to.
You have cameras watching you. There's no texting and
hold it, man.
And
Joe Walsh We're going to hit news. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
I'm sure everybody's holding in anticipation for you.
No, he's not dead.
Oh, he's not?
But DeSantis doesn't like him. Why is that in the news?
Somebody just died, other than Tina Turner. I thought it was Joe Walsh. Yeah, somebody will correct us.
It was that drummer for Foo Fighters. It's been a year. It's the anniversary.
Did you see where his son was playing? Maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was at the fundraising concert.
Recently.
Oh, no. I saw his son.
There's another where his son was playing with him recently, that new song they put out. I wonder how they recorded the new album. Was it all?
Oh, no, they got a new drummer.
Well, I know that, but like the original Foo Fighters
I think
album,
he used to be with Godsmack.
the first Foo Fighter album, no, he's still same. Godsmack's drummer's still with Godsmack. I just saw him 2 weeks ago.
No, I think he's waiting until their tour's over, then he's going to hop on. I'm sure there's someone that's a bigger fan of Foo because I was bigger Nirvana. Nirvana. That's my
Nirvana. That's like buying a sausage.
My DC accent coming out.
I was eating some Nirvana sausage.
That's Chocolate Town accent
All right,
coming out. Can I
let's
say that?
Let's talk about racing.
Can I call it Chalk Town?
Let's talk about racing.
Hey, there was some racing going on. It sure took forever.
You notice Ross Chastain has been a non-factor storyline or race since Justin Marks had a talk with him.
Justin Marks took his nuts.
Took them away.
Just give me both.
Put them in his pocket.
Ross?
Put them in his pocket, took them to the mailbox, stuck them in a...
Sent them to Rick Hendrick. Rick is holding his balls for him. Justin said...
Rick's holding Justin's balls or holding...
No. He called Justin and said, hey, look, this Chastain dude, I mean, he's cost us 5 races. He's killing Chevy. We're Chevy teams. We got to remember, we're all on the same team. And Justin Marks said, all right, I'm going to tell him to drop some trowel. When he drops his trowel, I'm going to get my nutcracker and just chop him off, and I'm going to send him to you, Rick, because you are
the keeper of the balls.
The keeper of the balls.
I bet Rick's got a whole drawer of people's balls in it.
Nas balls.
Nas balls. That's probably what he calls them. He probably just
That's his new race series when he gets pissed off in NASCAR. He's going to call it Nas balls.
Draws a ball.
Yeah, he's going to give all the drivers their balls back, and it's going to be off the chains.
Ooh.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Balls are back.
I'm going to uncastrate you, Ross.
Balls are back in style, people. You heard it here first.
I heard his balls were so big, he had to get the big box if it fits at ships for each ball.
For Ross?
Yeah, and it was green with green stripes, dark green stripes, and they were very familiar to watermelons.
It's almost like if Ross isn't overly aggressive, he's not as good as he is. It's like...
And a mile and a half is his specialty.
He needs to. The thing is, if Ross was winning week in and week out, none of this would even be a talking point. Nobody would care if Ross was winning.
I don't think I like you, Nick Ross. Let's give him back his balls.
Yeah, I mean, we've all.
How can I hate the guy if he's not wrecking?
We've all said it on this show, at least. You know, we might not like what Ross does or like Ross who he does it to,
but it's entertaining.
It's content.
It's entertaining too, man.
It's content we don't have right now.
I mean, did you see that kind of...
Is there any reason to talk about North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race? I mean, North Wilkesboro, phenomenal facility.
I thought every race but the Cup.
Yeah, great.
Was great.
Every race except Cup was easily a 5
We need a separate car for short tracks.
Boom, right there. I said it this morning.
Just a different car.
I was like,
bam.
This car we have right here, the next-gen car, is flipping perfect. Yesterday's Coke 600.
Last year's Coke 600.
Yes.
It's great.
I gave yesterday's race. I've been struggling with my score, but I'm going to go with a 10. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 across the board. Yesterday's Charlotte race, great race, phenomenal race. Heck, Fox even did a good job.
They still had a plethora of ads. Do you like that word, plethora?
I didn't even care. The ads didn't bother me. I
got to fast forward them. My OCD took over. I had to do other things.
Well, see, I was doing other things as I watched it, so it kind of helped out. But no, I thought Fox did a phenomenal job. These cars perform at the... Like, I hate the fact we're going to the Roval next.
Hold it, but the road courses, these cars are fun too.
No, this car ruined road courses.
The Roval's been fun, I think. Of course, I haven't had much sleep.
I don't think the Roval was better than the Oval.
I liked it when they had the turtle tracks or whatever they call
Why don't we
those
run
things.
the oval twice and the roval once? Charlotte's a home track. Why not get 3 races?
It's the economics of the situation, Brad.
It's because SMI owns it.
Right. That would give them four races, wouldn't it?
Well, we give them one more than they are. For them to gain one more, NASCAR would either have to give up one or one of the independents would have to be fired.
Are there any independents left?
Isn't Talladega an independent?
No, owned by NASCAR.
Dover.
Owned by SMI now.
Pocono.
I swear NASCAR just bought them out.
No. I'm pretty sure.
This year.
No.
New Hampshire? I heard does NASCAR own that.
That's an SMI, I think. I'm thinking of their logo with the, SMI look on it.
You know what? I'm going to say something because we were critical of the Atlanta race when we peed in a bathtub like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was the trough.
Yes.
It was last season.
But I'm going to say this out loud. And there's no skin in the game because NASCAR hates us. They won't give us press passes anymore.
No, that's just because we're whatever. We're a podcast.
We're not a media company.
Correct. We need to partner with the likes of others.
Like NASCAR.
Yeah. Or other podcasters and form a media company, and then we can get them as a media company. But,
But you know what? I've been shot for telling the truth before. Marcus Smith is better for NASCAR than the France family. Boom! I said it.
I think Marcus Smith's doing a lot of great things for NASCAR. I can't disagree with that. And his dad, Bruton, did a ton of great things. I mean, Bruton is why he was probably the best race promoter NASCAR ever had. So, no, I mean, last year's Coke 600 was every bit of 10 out of 10. This year's Coke 600, 100% delivered and lived up to it. I mean, Sunday after the Indy 500, I was texting Jamie going, I don't know.
The Indy was a great race.
Yeah. And I was like,
Wow.
I don't know that NASCAR can outperform Indy or at least, be on par with it.
What about Joseph on the last lap?
Dude,
Wasn't that a great pass?
Look, after
He did it. The
Newgarden,
caution before.
Newgarden's from Nashville, Tennessee, and he was on the Dale Jr. download. Because he was on the download, I liked him. I enjoyed his interview. I've been pulling for him ever since.
That put him on the radar for me too. But he's American.
Yeah, he's American.
And there's a lot of Europeans and South Americans and Australians in that Indy car.
But that race was interesting, the whole race. And I'm telling you,
Indy's American.
NBC brings the excitement to the broadcast. Like F1 does a good job. I mean, F1 made Monaco sound. Their announcers made Monaco sound interesting. Heck,
But they were
made
concentrating
qualifying sound interesting.
But they were concentrating on the racing going in midfield because Max was 20 seconds in the lead.
Well, Indy did that too. Indy showed a lot of different racing. It's just look, I've already listened to some of Action's Detrimental from today. But
Denny, I'm not listening to you until I'm on the way home, so I can't
Denny
contribute.
said that he said something about the broadcast too, about F1, how exciting they make it. And then he said, our guys are so monotone. And that's it. But they're country boys and, they're good old boys. They're going to be monotone. But I agree. That's the problem.
But NBC isn't that way.
Well, no, you got...
Even Dale gets excited. You can hear his voice go a few octaves up. Look at that over there, turn 3.
Well, that's just it. You got Dale and Jeff who both get excited. Rick Allen's he's not monotone whatsoever. And then you got Steve, who's not monotone either. So, yeah, I mean, but like... Lee Diffie, dude, phenomenal in the booth. But we need that kind of excitement in our booth.
SRX has better call.
But the Indy 500, I give the Indy 500 a 10 out of 10. It's the best Indy 500 I've watched to date. The only complaint I have about it's the national anthem.
Oh,
Jewel played, I don't know what, she played guitar and she sang the national anthem word for word. But the music she was strumming on the guitar was like Mary Had a Little Lamb. It was not the national anthem whatsoever. It didn't even sound like a...
Aren't you giving her too much credit, though? What? You're acting like she knew she was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. I had a feeling like she really didn't know how to play guitar, but they said she couldn't bring her band with her.
I don't know.
That's what I felt like.
Maybe, and she played the only 3 chords she knew. And they did... I don't know, man. I look at like you're supposed to be representing the United States of America
on Memorial Day weekend. Oh
You're
my
singing
God.
The national anthem. It's for the whole country.
For dead soldiers. Hello.
It's a minute 20. Just play it. At least make what you're playing sound similar to what you're singing.
Her voice wasn't that bad.
Instead, you're playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and playing and singing the national anthem to that.
Well, they
that
told her
doesn't
she
work
couldn't.
for me.
They told her she couldn't karaoke the thing.
And I don't know what I'm sure people on Twitter
You
probably
think she's
lost their mind.
anti-American?
No, I don't think she's anti-American. I just think she's anti-smart. That's just a dumb move, in my opinion. I mean,
Didn't she have a hit song once?
you can remix other songs, but the national anthem is one you don't remix.
Is she from Indiana?
The national anthem is not just the words. It's the words, it's the music, it's the sound, it's the song, it's all of it. It's the national anthem. You don't get to pick and choose what parts you use. You use the whole thing. It represents our country. Memorial Day weekend, like you said. That's all. It obviously bothered me.
Well, you know, you
And I'm all
should be
jacked up on Red Bull right now. So
you
that
should
doesn't
be
help.
more reverent on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, Memorial
We're
Day
talking
weekend is not
people-
a celebration. It is a remembrance.
Well, it's a celebration of those that gave their lives
yes.
for our freedoms.
They're celebrating their lives, yeah. I mean, you know.
I know.
I mean, you celebrated your brother.
Everybody's got to die.
So
Well, I'm sorry. That's irreverent. That's not right.
I don't think that's sympathetic. There's no compassionate.
Yeah.
I said passionate, compassion without passion. I mean, compassion.
And then we also celebrate Veterans Day for veterans. Those are the people that didn't die in the war.
Correct. So
I got a question for you though, and I'm serious. Even though I might have 2 hours sleep. If I had an uncle, which I did have an uncle, who died from Agent Orange in Vietnam, but in the 1990s.
How do y'all know the agent's name that killed him?
I know, it was a poison they sprayed on the jungle so they could see through the trees. It's like,
oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
knockout or whatever that drug that they're suing everybody for.
Like, y'all know the guy's name that killed him?
So, did he die in the war?
Yeah, if the agent killed him. Agent Orange killed him, right?
Yeah.
During Vietnam, right?
No, it killed him like 30 years after Vietnam.
But he caught Agent
sprayed it on his head.
Agent Orange in Vietnam, right?
Right.
Then, yeah, he was killed.
They called it a deforestation product. What's this thing you shoot on weeds now? Shout?
Off. Yeah, that's bugs.
Shout off?
No, it's Roto-Rooter stuff. What's it called? Roundup.
Roundup. That's it.
We're getting there.
Agent Orange was just Roundup.
This is how a dyslexic brain works. We'll get there eventually.
Anyway.
Hey, did you know this Coke 600 marked the first time in history the drivers did not qualify or practice before the 600?
Well, it's not like they bring extra cars. No one's trying to qualify because they don't pay out the same.
All right, I gave the race a 10. What do you give it?
You know, when we were first texting during the race, I said 7.5 to 8. But then I started thinking big picture from 10,000 feet up. And I went up in the blimp. I put on my glasses, which I'm not wearing right now. And I looked down. And what I saw was, if I'm only judging on this generation of car, I give it a 9.
A 9? Wow, that's generous for you.
I can't consider this is the car we have. I need to stop comparing it to the other cars.
I mean, that's really generous for you because you've had no sleep.
I had an hour or two, I think. I woke up with my pit bull hugging me. He got up in the
bed. Have you noticed neither one of us are sitting still?
No, we've got shaking leg syndrome. Luckily, we have our news desk here.
We have Red Bull syndrome.
Breaking news!
Red Bull's better than blue balls.
Or no balls. That's Ross Chastain.
You remember Red Balls from Dave Chappelle's show?
Oh, yeah.
Red Balls, it gives you wings. Whatever, no, it's called Red Balls.
Hey, what about that slap fight between
Bubba and
Armadillo and Bubba?
Armadillo. That wasn't a slap fight. It was. It's just funny to listen to both of them. You know, like Eric's like, we all know how Bubba is with his attitude.
Bubba,
I wasn't going to take a cussing from him. And then Bubba's like, well, we all know how Eric Amarillo is.
I don't know how Eric...
He walks around here all two-faced.
I don't know how Eric Armadillo is. He's hardly ever in the news, ever.
I mean,
he doesn't win.
He's connected to the Chinese, though, through Smithfield.
Smithfield Hoi Choi Food Processing.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm already a little leery because of that. I'm like, yeah.
He's also Cuban.
Like, okay, LeBron
Cuban-American.
back.
Do we know what
China.
Side he was? What did he support? Did his grandparents support Castro or not?
We don't know. He could have been born in the castle.
Maybe he was raised two-faced.
Maybe he was raised by Castro.
In the castle? By Castro?
And that's who's paying for his racing career through China.
But he is dude, he's like the most silent driver in NASCAR.
He's very vanilla. Very sliced bread vanilla.
I thought David Reagan was kind of weird. No, then came the Armadillo.
Yeah.
Armadillo from Amarillo.
The video and he pushes Bubba. So
Bubba didn't fight back. What was that about?
Denny's opinion was Bubba shouldn't have gave him the finger. He said apparently.
I think it's hilarious. Dude.
Well, Denny equated it to if you walked by a person at the mall and you bumped into them and they turned around and you gave them the finger, or they gave you the finger, are you going to be mad? Probably.
Don't you think it's hilarious though? You're cruising around at 200 miles an hour and you go.
Well, they used to do this shocker thing.
Oh,
that's Spock.
I thought it was the leg spread.
Shocker.
Well,
something like that. They used to do that. Delaney and all those guys. I don't know if they still do or not.
I would like Bubba's attitude. If we could stick some metal pots on each head, I would like to give a little bit, half of Bubba's attitude to Ross Chastain.
Yes. I don't mind Bubba's attitude. It's content. So bring it on, man.
I decided I love Bubba.
I love the content Bubba Wallace brings to the track.
I don't want to be without him because Bush has become vanilla. Kyle's vanilla now.
I think
he took the black hat and put on a white hat.
I think he put on a green hat with a 3-chi and he's just chill, man.
I think he's
just chill. He's got that 3-chi, the Kyle Kush from 3-chi.
You think he pulls into the hauler and says,
he's leveled out and he's just like, hey, man.
Yo, RCR, I want a spliff, baby. Roll me a spliff, bud.
I mean, he's like Cheech and Chong pulling up in there. You know, he's like, I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
I saw him on a pre-race interview. He was actually friendly with press.
Strawberry's not here.
You might be right.
Hey, man, what's your name?
Oh, you know, I did a couple bong hits before I came to the interview, press guys.
I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. I just thought of something funny, man.
You know, hey, press guys.
I love that movie.
THC is legal when it's in 3G. Let's all do some bong hits, man. It's okay.
So Ryan Blaney breaks a 59 race winless streak, and he proves us wrong. Because we've been saying all season he wouldn't win another race. That's what we were saying it for. He
was just there for the bookmakers to screw the American public.
We were trying to encourage him by putting him down. Congrats, man. I thought it was awesome. Great celebration. He went up in the crowd just like Newgarden. Newgarden's looked like...
Well, they're both with Penske, so he had to...
Yeah, but Newgarden was the OG of the whole move, of the weekend at least. Newgarden went way up into the stands. Our fans just laid on top of Ryan. He couldn't go past first 3 or 4 guys. I'd like to have seen him run all the way. But, dude, I'm not complaining or whatsoever. I think it was awesome. I love the fact that Ryan Blaney ran up in the stands. I like that Newgarden ran up in the stands. I think fans really appreciate drivers who want to come celebrate with them. I mean, heck, those fans at Charlotte had been there in the rain for 2 days with no racing. So, yeah, I think it's very cool that he ran up and celebrated with them. Congratulations, Blaney. I still probably won't be able to pick you in fantasy, but congratulations.
You don't think you can pull another one out of a hat?
I mean, anything's possible. Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
But you going to marry that girl they showed in the stands instead of showing me racing? Look, she was attractive, but I wasn't there to look at his girlfriend.
You see Martin Truex Jr.'s new girlfriend? On Twitter, they had her. She was at the national anthem with him.
No, I didn't see it.
She's dark-headed.
Did Jewel fly over to do that one too?
No. I don't remember who did the national anthem.
I think his first girlfriend that he had for 30 years was dyeing her hair. I think she was also brown-headed.
Not that.
Auburn.
There's no way it was been that brown. Because wasn't she blonde-headed? What's
Yeah,
her
but
name? Sherry.
he's from New Jersey. You know, it's El Familia.
El Familia.
Yeah.
Does that make him Spanish? He's from Jersey?
Well, they talk kind of.
He's from Jersey. He must be Spanish.
Hey, got him an Italian girl or a Spanish girl.
All right, let's
There
talk
ain't
about,
nothing wrong with that.
let's talk about Chase Elliott left hooking Denny Hamlin during his temper tantrum. All right, so don't forget, sometimes crap, it does happen. And sometimes you need a plumber to fix it. In that case, we would call Danny Carden Plumbing, the official plumber of the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. The guys you call when crap happens.
Was it Denny's temper tantrum
That's
or
my
was
opinion.
it
Chase Elliott.
Chase's temper tantrum?
He is putting Chase Elliott's temper tantrum has put NASCAR in a rock and a hard place. NASCAR has to make a decision. Do we stay consistent? and
Or do we
penalize Chase
cater to
Elliott?
Big Rick?
Or do we protect our TV ratings?
Do we lick the Rick?
If they have to protect their, if they
Do we lick Ricks? No. I'm going there.
NASCAR's claim is the first weekend without Chase Elliott in the race, their TV ratings dropped like 18%. So does NASCAR penalize Chase Elliott and risk their ratings drop, or do they go consistent? If they're consistent, what Chase Elliott did to Denny Hamlin is absolutely no different than what Bubba Wallace did to Kyle Larson. I went back, I've watched both of them multiple times. According to Bob Pockris, Bubba Wallace drove a little farther left, and I did watch it. He drove like another car length towards the left to hit Larson, but they both turned left. The SMT data shows it.
Well, the thing is, we're talking, these are the greatest drivers in racing. They're driving a car that weighs as much as the car you drive at home, and they can put it where they want to.
Do you think it's funny that Chase Elliott feels he has to lie about what he did because of a previous penalty that Denny Hamlin received?
Well,
it's just funny.
I'm a Chase fan, but
Denny's tied up in this crap a lot.
I'm cooling off on Chase. He needs to get a personality. He's too vanilla for me. I'll throw it over to Bubba.
Yesterday was May 29th. At the beginning of May, Chase Elliott was talking about how these cars were unsafe. We're 28
Well, now
days,
he's going to flip you at
28 days
in a
later,
straightaway at 200 miles an hour to the wall head on.
Into the wall. That's what my whole problem. If you want to door somebody and put them in the wall, door side, and just rub them into the wall.
Why not go to turns 1 and 2 and run them up the wall?
Yeah.
Oh,
nobody gets hurt.
Centrifugal force put me into Denny. I'm sorry.
But does NASCAR take I think it's
a curious situation.
This is what I think you do. I think you put Chase in the booth. You require Chase Elliott to be in the booth. You require him to be at the track Friday, Saturday, Sunday, signing autographs, doing interviews, shaking hands, and kissing babies all weekend with fans.
Send him to the Chevy dealers in St. Louis.
Make him go around St. Louis and
make all the little kids as fans for life.
Send him to schools on Friday.
Diecast and make him sign
on Saturday. You have him on the broadcast all weekend. You have him in the booth. He doesn't get a week at home to relax. You make him come promote his sport. You're worried about fans not tuning in? Put him in the booth. You took him out of his car, put him in the booth. He's still on TV.
You take a little bit of Bubba's attitude, pour it in. Then you take a little bit of Ross Chastain's crazy ass driving, put it in. You shake it up.
Don't shake that up.
This is petty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Pepsi too. I'm sorry. Put that back.
God. You wipe the Pepsi off of you?
Oh.
I don't know, man. What do you think? So, what do you think?
Well, I think they got a big balancing act.
What do you think they do? You think they penalize them?
They have to.
They have to. I see no way around it. This is what's going to be even cooler, though. Chase Elliott has the opportunity to be the first driver in NASCAR history to receive 2 waivers, one for injury, one for suspension, because you know NASCAR is not going to allow their star driver not to have a shot into the playoffs.
I think they need to do to Chase what my mom used to do to me and my younger brother.
Whip the crap out of you?
Well, she'd do that too. But if we were on a trip,
Lock you out?
we had it was fake leather. It was latex. No, that's a tampon. Latex. And in the center of the back seat was a line, piping. And my mom would make us sit on the line next to each other and be nice to each other for an hour. Of course, as soon as she turned her head, we were punching each other.
So
but
you're going to make Chase and Denny sit in each other's lap?
Not in their lap, next to each other.
No, then you're
a driver meeting.
Denny did nothing wrong. That's what I'm saying. I think you make Chase work to promote the sport. I mean, you put Chase Elliott in his hauler at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Races at 3:30. He stays in that hauler till 1:30. All he does is sign autographs for fans and take pictures. Do you know how many people will line up to go get their picture taken and shake his hand?
Well, about 80% of the people at the track are wearing Chase things. So sure.
Throw him on the stage, make him, and then put him in the booth.
But hold it.
Make him be on the broadcast.
It was exactly a year.
Don't pay him to be on the broadcast.
1 year. Oh, no, because it was early in the morning when I met Denny the first time face to face. It was 1 year, 1 day.
Standing next to each other at the urinal, so close enough.
But I like Denny more than I used to.
Oh, yeah, I'm defending him here.
But Denny is probably one of the best drivers in NASCAR. You think he's fully innocent in this?
I mean, Denny raced Chase hard. He pushed Chase up into the wall. I mean, not into the wall. He just ran him tight.
But we call that racing.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
What Chase did was not racing afterwards.
Retaliation.
Right.
Yeah, what Chase did
Isn't that actions detrimental to the sport? Or does Denny have a copyright on that?
I think at this point, Denny's the only one who gets that penalty.
Oh, because he owns a copyright?
Yeah, I don't think anybody else is getting that
probably
penalty.
Patented it, too.
Probably. I'm sure Dirty Mo Media has probably patented it.
But if it's already in the rule book for NASCAR.
I think Kyle Busch is the luckiest driver. Dude, he wrecked. He spun out, had trouble on pit road.
Or does he have skill?
And he still finished. Oh, it's no doubt. He finished sixth. After all that diversity, he still finished sixth.
And he was high.
All day.
Yeah, just spiffing it, man.
So, William Byron started on the pole, won stage one, finished second in the race. He's had 3 wins already this season.
Have you noticed?
Do you think this is his year to win the championship?
I would give him a better chance than anyone else right now.
I think he's the number 1 driver currently at Hendrick Motorsports.
Well, I agree. And I'd make Larson probably same team, but make him a close second.
Do you think because William's sleeping with Ryan Blaney's sister, and that's the reason that William didn't go up and pass Blaney at the end of the race?
No.
I don't either.
I mean, he's driving a Chevy and he's racing a Ford. I don't think he had it. The car didn't have it.
I was just wondering. I mean,
because he would pit and he would end up a few back.
I think William Byron
would still come up he'd make it. I mean, he led some laps too.
I think William Byron's definitely in the championship 4.
You know, William Byron reminds me.
I think he could win the championship.
He reminds me of white bread Jimmy Johnson.
Oh yeah, a lot of Jimmy Johnson. He's got his personality and everything. I mean, he's just a nice, all around nice kid.
And he's steady. I mean, he's just chill.
You don't expect to see him throwing down with Chastain. How about Jimmy Johnson?
He did say bad things about Chastain, though. What about Jimmy Johnson? A little age creeping up on his butt?
Well, so both of his cars had debris fly up and take their radiator out.
All 3. His and the...
They get them fixed, send them all back out on the track. And then Jimmy gets into Noah and takes himself out. This is exactly what we discussed. This is what Denny Hamlin said on his podcast. We said it on here. I didn't want to see 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson go out and struggle like Darrell Waltrip and Richard Petty did in their final seasons.
And you know, God took Earnhardt.
He left.
But Earnhardt still pull out a win every once in a while.
Yeah, Earnhardt
had that skill set.
I think Earnhardt would have won the championship if he wouldn't have been killed in Daytona that year. That was his year to get the 8th championship, in my opinion, because they were coming off coming off some very good runs. I think I've even heard Larry Mack say that they were poised to have a really good season that year. So, but I didn't want to see Jimmy struggle.
Well, we're seeing it now.
And that's what we're seeing, and I don't like it. So, but I
Maybe
think
he should run some Xfinity.
he's going to Toyota.
I don't know why, but I know why.
Look, because of how he's running.
Well, he wants to be a top dog. He's got two young guns that have a lot of potential.
If he's going to run good, if his team's going to be successful, he's going to have to move to Toyota. He can't be the bottom marker Rick Ware Chevy car. He has to be up there with the Gibbs and those guys. And at Chevy, Hendricks is one.
Where does he buy his equipment from? RCR or from Rick Hendrick? Right now.
I don't know. I don't know that answer.
I'm not going to Google. It's against the rule. Somebody right down there in the comments, there, tell us.
What I'm saying is he's not priority. If you're not number 1 or number 2 or even 3, if you're number 4 and 5, you're going to run like Rick Ware cars.
Well,
which Rick Ware cars have run better now that Cody is no longer in the car.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't so much the car, Rick.
Well, if you're driving around beating your woman and you got to steer with your hands.
So,
first of all, you shouldn't be hitting a woman. Second of all, if you're a race car driver, your hands should be precious.
You would think.
Go hit a tree.
Even if you're a race car driver spelled backwards, you should want to protect your hands.
And your wife.
Do we have a driver with no hands? That's the next thing.
Weird.
That's what we need. Driver driving with.
I think we need to get
a one-armed driver, maybe.
You think Elon Musk would get us a 8-cylinder electric car to run?
I'd like to see Elon drive.
Well, we're making fun of Bush with his weed car. That dude would have a water bong next to him.
We should get
blowing bubbles the whole race.
I've got it. I have got the solution to all solutions. We should put Joe and Donald both in race cars and put them on the track. 5-lap shootout at Daytona. No, not Daytona, Bristol. 5 laps. Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Winner take all.
We'd have a problem, though. First, Joe Biden would need his depends changed in the race.
5 laps. You can ride. He can sit in the crap for 5 laps.
You couldn't have Bubba in the race with his
just them two
McDonald's livery. He couldn't even see the hauler. Donald Trump would cut off, go into the infield, and order at the hauler's window.
Nobody else
thinking he's going to get a cheeseburger.
Just those two at the track. I'm just saying. I think it'd be hilarious.
You know what I think? I think they're too big of babies to do it. Both of them.
Let's throw out a congratulations to Justin Allgaier, who got the first win for Junior Motorsports late last night.
Did I tell you that?
Did you watch the Xfinity race after the Cup race?
I tried to, but fell asleep and went to bed.
I chose after the end of stage 2 when Ty Gibbs dominated. I said, you know what? I'm exhausted. I got to get up. I got to work tomorrow. I called it quits and watched the rest of it this morning.
Well, I worked on
it was a good call apparently because nothing happened.
I was working on hotel reviews and then went to sleep for never. And I had to get up real early.
You ready to jump in Twitter? Twitter says.
What does a Twitter says?
Might as well just keep going on with our NASCAR conversation with what the tweeter says.
What does the tweeter say?
Well, the tweeters, they say a lot. And most of everything they say has to do with Chase Elliott fans. There's nobody nicer and more understanding and more considerate and just open to other opinions than a Chase Elliott fan.
Well, only if he wins.
That's right.
Yeah, only if he wins.
If it's in a negative
and
light,
I still count myself as a Chase Elliott fan.
I don't know, man.
But have you noticed since we've done this podcast, I would much rather have good content than my favorite driver win.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, just give me content.
And my opinion of Chase Elliott has changed drastically in the last few years. So.
Oh, crap. I didn't turn my phone off.
Turn it on.
Hello? Oh, hey, Dale. Hey, it's Dale Jr.
Oh, okay.
He wants to get us in the fold.
Let's go.
He said, would we like to follow up Door Bumper Clear in the studio after they're done?
Let's do it.
Be a part of Dirty Mo.
Man.
We're in. See ya. Do we need a manager now?
The tweeter says, Bob Pockris. Do we need a manager?
I don't know.
We can do it. We ain't got nothing else to do.
What's he going to give us, $20 a show?
Maybe.
That's more than we make now.
It's probably a nickel a show.
We're cheap.
All right, Bob Pockris says, fast thoughts. There were some slight differences between the Elliott Hamlin wreck.
Did he tweet her that?
Yes. This is Bob Pockris said what I'm reading.
Who is he again?
That thing, Red Bull's killing you.
I'm going to take a nap.
There were some slight differences between the Elliott Hamlin wreck and the Wallace Larson wreck, but if NASCAR feels Chase Elliott wrecked Hamlin on purpose and therefore suspends Chase Elliott, it would be justifiable. At MeNetTick.
What is that?
It's either MeNetTick or
it's you? That's you?
No, or
that's your Twitter handle?
Or at Magnetic. I don't know. It's whatever. He says, will NASCAR suspend Hamlin after Charlotte for squeezing Elliott into the wall before Elliott's supposed retaliation?
Oh, no.
Hamlin sure goes out of his way to provoke NASCAR to penalize his opponents. NASCAR is not going to penalize Denny Hamlin for racing Chase Elliott hard. Denny Hamlin, to get by Chase Elliott, side drafted him into the push. He didn't put him in the wall.
And centrifugal force.
I mean, he did put him in the wall that one time.
Basic physics, folks. It pulled him up into Chase. Chase should have let go of the accelerator if he didn't want to get pinched on the wall.
If he didn't want to pinch the wall.
I got a pinch for you.
I got a pinch of the wall for you.
It's a really good show.
So at Real Chuck Rambo.
Oh, Chucky Rammy. Way to go, Chuck.
Excuse me, but what's the point in suspending Elliott? Hendrick will appeal it, and just like clockwork, the appeals panel will overturn any substantial penalty.
I can see that. But that's the process they have instituted.
They won't be able to appeal the suspension faster than the suspension can happen.
What? France needs to step up and
all
say,
NASCAR has to do
you're not racing in St. Louis.
Release the penalty tomorrow. Say, Chase, you can't race. We will see you in appeals court next week. He still misses a race this weekend, so it doesn't matter.
We'll see you July 7th. Thank you, Chase.
At John Richard West. It's like
at least we know who he is.
Maybe it's John Dick West. How was that Chase Elliott's fault? I watched again and again. Someone hits the 9 on the back bumper and gets him loose. Do you see something I'm not seeing?
So
yes, Richard Dick.
If Richard Dick is from the West,
John Richard Dick West.
Let's say you're standing on the beach in California with no clothes on. Which way does the prevailing wind blow?
I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. And I've never stood naked on a Californian beach.
I'm just wondering. I've never tried this, but I go to the beach all the time. I'm going to go to the beach and pull my pants down at night. I don't want to get arrested. And see how sensitive my member is. If I can find the prevailing wind with my member.
But your member.
Yeah, like a weather vane. Well, it is a vein. All right, back to racing. In 2, 1, 2.
So how
action.
Is that Chase Elliott's fault? Well, Chase turned left and hooked him. So John Richard West, that's exactly how that was Chase Elliott's fault.
Yes. And if you've ever watched any police shows, they call it a pit maneuver.
Well, at P. Pistone, which is Pete Pistone.
Oh, yeah. Pistol Pete.
He said consistency would be parking Elliott for a race just like Wallace was suspended after Vegas last year. We fully agree with you,
agreed.
Pistol Pete. Well, Brian L. Dog, 88.
Wow. Was he born in 88 or is he a
Dale Jr. fan?
That's what I was thinking.
Who converted to a Chase Elliott fan when Dale retired.
Well, that's kind of what we do.
Maybe you should watch the replay and see the 6 run into the back of the 9.
Well, Clint Antoni.
He did get into the back of the 9.
Showed it over and over again. And
he got in the back of the 9 when the 9 turned left.
Uh-huh.
Actually, in my opinion, the 9 ran over the 6 running into the 11.
Mm-hmm.
So When they asked Brad Keselowski about it at the end of the race, he knows better than to say anything because he doesn't want to get penalized.
He's an owner now.
And anything he says can and will be used and held against him every day. So Brad's like, I don't know what happened. It happened so fast I couldn't tell. Well,
and he saw what happened to Denny when he admitted to pushing Ross.
Well, at Bratgirl2457 says,
wow, is that her phone number?
2457? Could be the last four, or she could be a 24 fan, a 5 fan, and a 7 fan.
Huh.
Maybe she likes William, or maybe she likes Cindric,
LaJoy,
Harvick, Larson, and LaJoy.
Could be.
Anyway, she says, Pete, do you believe that Chase hooked Denny?
Yes.
Chase's in-car shows Chase trying to control his car going into the wall. It also looked like Brad got into the back of Chase. Yes.
After
Pete obviously...
he rear-ended him.
Pete does believe that. So, at _tech_beast says...
So is this the guy that inspects the pre-race cars and post-race cars?
No.
Must be. I'm going with my story, though.
Well, he wasn't even blue check marked. So he says Chastain should be parked.
We're not blue check mark either.
I know.
We don't exist in Twitter land.
That's right. But he still
don't try to tweet me.
But he still tweeted Chastain should be parked too for the next 8 races by this standard.
8 races?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. He must be a Chase fan. He's just getting all pissy. The Dawsonville pool room tweeted.
Oh.
So the Dawsonville pool room previously tweeted out that they thought...
I have a customer up there. I drive past it when I go visit the customer.
Have you went in there yet?
No, I should.
They had previously tweeted that it looked like Brad hooked Chase, putting him into Diddy. Well, after somebody posted a video to them showing them the in-car of both of them and the on-track all at the same time synced together, the Dawsonville pool room then tweeted, so who's driving next week since Josh Berry will be in Portland?
Good question. Let's get Cody Ware.
I think if NASCAR truly does suspend him, that Chevy will have a truck driver test and qualify, practice, qualify, do all that, and then have Josh Berry race on Saturday in Portland, fly back, and run the car on Sunday.
Well,
why not?
Rick has a fleet of G5s, so why not?
Yeah, go pick him up.
He can take a nap when he's flying back. Take 3 hours at 1,000 miles an hour. I don't know where that came from.
3 inches of hell at 1,000 miles an hour. Is that what you said?
Something like that.
So, C. Seigert, I don't know. C. Seigert says, I'm going to eat my words here, but I don't see there being a penalty.
Do you think we chopped up our show sheet and sent it to him? He could post a video of him eating his words?
Maybe.
Okay.
But he says this scenario is way different than Bubba in Vegas. Bubba ran Larson down to turn him, then started a fight in the infield. Well, Chase obviously didn't fight him in the infield. Maybe that would have helped. I don't know. I think Chase gets penalized. There's nothing else to it. There's no way around it. Well, next weekend we are racing at Worldwide Technology Raceway in Gateway. Jamie, if we were going to go, what hotels would we not want to stay in?
Well, because of liability issues, I'm not going to tell you, even though they're written right there. Look.
Yeah, we're just going to read the reviews, though.
But what we encourage you to do...
Read the reviews.
Read the reviews before you go to a race or on a family vacation, because a bad hotel can ruin your trip.
Yeah, the beginning of it.
Unless you're dumb like us and drive from New York to California to home in 3 days.
Yeah. Cannonball Run champions right here, guys.
Right here.
2023. 1 and 2 right here. Number ones, both of us.
2007 Prius.
We are the champions
200,000
of the Cannonball of runs.
That says a lot for Toyota. Should we get a TRD sticker and slap it on the back of the snail?
We should probably get TUD tattooed on our neck.
I was going to tattoo it somewhere else. Next to my other tattoo that no one can see.
It won't fit.
Except for my wife. Anyway.
TRD is not going to fit. Maybe the T.
I'm doing cursive, lowercase.
Size 3 font.
Kelly J. I'm thinking, I took some
I took some
free legal advice again this weekend.
Good.
and was told just go with the first letter of the last name.
Kelly J. From Google.
She was on this trip for business family.
Business family.
I think she was visiting family because when we get deep into the noodles here, it's really kind of wacky.
It's kind of wacky.
Off the chain. So she says, Kelly, horrible.
And
the customer service is even worse. Whoa!
We should both read it at the same time.
Concentration camp vibes.
Ooh,
I've never been in a concentration camp, but I would think the vibes suck.
Well, I mean,
probably even now with all that darkness around it. I'm
thinking that there's no hotel experience worse than a concentration camp.
Well,
do they have gas chambers at the
If we continue
hotel?
To read on, she calls herself a Jewish American princess. She could have been in a concentration camp.
Okay, Anne Frank.
Wouldn't that make her a queen, though?
I don't know.
There's a good show on Netflix or Prime or something about Anne Frank.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't know the name, but
we're watching Blue Bloods right now.
Well, anyway, concentration camp vibes. You know what? I'm not going to judge her. She could have had them.
Yeah. I mean,
I have visited a concentration camp like 100 years after the war was over. It feels freaky. It feels dark.
I don't want to go to one. I know right now I'm struggling to concentrate, but...
Well, that's the Red Bull speaking to you. Don't talk to the bull, just drink it.
I'm not gonna be able to
she says she would not recommend this establishment for her worst enemy to stay. No view.
No view.
Not kid friendly.
Is that The View? Like the TV show or no view out the window?
It could. I don't know. Well, she goes on. She talks about how poor the TV's channels are. She says it's not safe, but the rude customer service is what took the cake.
She brought a cake?
I'm thinking German chocolate.
I really like...
Since the concentration reference?
Yeah, but I like chocolate. But not...
not German chocolate?
I wasn't even going to say chocolate. I was going to say strawberry.
I like...
Chocolate came out. I told you I'm struggling to concentrate right now because of all the Red Bull in my system.
I like...
And I'm already dyslexic and overhyper like an ADHD kid, so...
Well, maybe... Were you working?
I can't concentrate. I can't even think straight.
Were you working?
I can't even read.
In St. Louis?
I wasn't even working at Kelly J's restaurant.
2 months ago?
No.
When she reviewed this?
No, so it probably wasn't.
She says, what a schmuck.
You left out the...
Oh, no. Okay. The punk-ass kid at the front desk is a tool.
I won't interrupt you.
I wonder if he's a wrench or a drill. But anyway, he asked me if I could handle 8 inches. I asked girth or length. Dumbass became confused. Well, you shouldn't ask a question if you don't know an answer. You should. I asked him how high he kicks when he goose steps. Have you ever? Is that a question to us, the reader, or to the goose stepping Nazi youth?
All right. At the risk of what you could say next, I'm still going to ask it. What is goose steps?
Isn't that the way all the communists march? They kick their feet up to their head together in unison?
I
don't know. Go to YouTube. There's a lot of Nazi lovers on there.
What's that got to do with 8 inches?
Well, she said it was she refers to concentration camp.
Yeah, but I don't know what. Okay, what a schmuck.
Then she goes, "What a schmuck."
Yeah,
I looked up schmuck and I misspelled it, and I got a lot of Schmucker's jelly things. But then I found out
I like Schmucker's grape jelly.
So
Concord.
A schmuck is like a dirty word if you're German, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like you're a jerk or a spiteful little turd.
Well, she says spiteful now.
Oh yeah, she does. I'm spiteful.
Very.
Saw this little Hitler youth hop into an orange worn-out Nissan.
See.
Saw a closet open with tools. Well,
she already caught him a tool.
It's probably him that left the closet open. Yeah,
it's probably that punk kid.
Grabbed a hammer and waited for Adolf to smoke his joint and return to the lobby. Then I beat that piece of shit. This Jewish American princess turned that Z car into the world's biggest orange golf ball. Dimples all over the place.
I hope she wasn't wrong about this guy. That's all. And if you're going to commit a crime, I'm thinking probably The one thing you don't do after committing said crime is post about it on the internet describing the said crime that you just committed under your, well, this is her full name, Kelly J. That, you know,
At the guest.
yeah, at the
On Google, 1 out of 5.
Yeah, she's on Google 2 months ago posting this Kelly J. About the crime she
Do you
committed.
think she grabbed a ball peen hammer, didn't she, if she's going to dimple it?
Or maybe she put big dimples.
That's true.
So, go ahead.
How about the motel?
All right, we're 3 paragraphs in, and you've yet to tell us anything.
Worst place I've ever been to. The cable doesn't work. The only channel that comes up clear is the cheap porn channel they have. This place is absolutely disgusting from the inside out. The service is terrible. And I went home with 30 bed bug bites across my body. You think she had to go to the bathroom?
How does she know they're bed bug bites and not like sweat lesions? Or
what about Hitler Youth bites?
It could be like ricocheted metal chips off the Nissan Z she destroyed in the parking lot from Adolf's car. So, but
they were not there upon checking in. Do bed bugs check in too?
But when doing a hotel review and you say, this place is absolutely disgusting from the inside out, you've told me nothing dirty until the bed bugs. The very last sentence, you throw bed bugs out there. I just think it's a bad. You're reviewing.
I'm going to defend her for a second.
She's just taking out her anger.
Okay, we're kind of like
on this punk kid.
We have to be customer service oriented too, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, somebody has to do it.
Have you ever started a conversation to ask a woman if she can handle a certain amount of inches?
True.
I mean, he kind of asked for it. That's
okay. Yeah, I guess you got.
That's not. I mean, that's not everyday conversation when you first meet someone.
I need to hear his side of this. Actually, I just need to see the video.
Well, we've got the name of the hotel.
Which is
we can call. We can just call.
We can run up
the
there
front desk.
Be like, hey, Paul, are you the punk kid at the front
desk?
Are you
Adolf?
Adolf. Do you happen to drive a Nissan Z?
Yeah. She says it's literally terrible, literally, which means really is.
This is a Facebook or a Twitter post, not a hotel review.
Don't forget Hitler Jr.
That's all.
I question the bloodlines here.
I do too.
I don't think Hitler had any children. I'm not a big historian on the Hitlers. Or what do they call it, where you follow the family tree? Genealogy?
The Hitlers.
Or is it genealogist?
It's like the
gynecologist.
Like the Kardashians.
I'm the Hitler gynecologist.
Like the Kardashians, except it's the Hitlers.
You know?
You think the Hitlers would have their own TV show?
Growing Up Hitler. You know, on the History Channel, there's a story about the American Hitlers. They fought it. That was Hitler's brother.
I am Adolf.
They joined the military to fight Hitler.
Oh, man. It'll be on the Learning Channel.
You know, just to, we were doing that transgender.
They'll do it.
Gender bender.
They'll do a Hitler survival show on Epstein Island.
You think Epstein Island had a gynecologist on site?
I'm sure.
What if DeSantis came over and banned abortion after 6 weeks on the island?
This is what I don't understand about this gender crap. I can go to the doctor.
He'll give me an abortion, but he can't give.
He'll give me estrogen, but he won't give me testosterone to help me get bigger and bulk up. But if I go in there and tell him I'm a woman trying to become a man, he'll give me testosterone to bulk up.
Well, I went to a gynecologist once. He didn't question a thing. I went up, put my legs in the stirrup.
He got to work?
He looked right up my butt and said, "You look fine." Do you think he's seen so many different...
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
Completely made it up from lack of sleep and Red Bull.
All right, where are we going next?
The CM Hotel.
Star. That's a stripper name.
Star Bryant.
Yeah, it's a stripper name. Well, you aren't going to say their last name.
Oh, Star B. Star B. And we're not even, don't even edit it. Who cares?
I can't. We're videoing now.
Well, she's a porn star.
Okay, so this is...
She was in the cheap porn movie at the other hotel.
True, okay. Oh my FG.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I get it. You shouldn't use that F word with the G word.
No.
Even if you're an atheist, you just shouldn't. They should not mix.
Let's not be disrespectful here, people.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was passing through St. Louis. I don't. OMW. What is that? Oh my wife.
On my way.
On my way to Kansas, Missouri. Kansas City.
KCMO.
Kickamo. That was a Beach Boy song, wasn't it?
Something like
do 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 all the way to Kokomo.
All right, Kokomo and Google.
And Google showed cheapest motel nearby. I came by and thought, oh, okay. As I went to the room, I almost vomited from the smell.
That's a good thought to have.
Went to the bathroom and couldn't use it. The room was crawling with roaches.
Why couldn't you use the bathroom?
Oh, look, they went totally educated, and now they're misspelling crap and went gangster.
Well, it happens.
Mode. They have mode and mildew. Whoa. Just smelly old basement.
That mody mildew.
I seen prostitutes. Wow. This is like one
I've
person.
seen them too.
Drug addicts.
Seen those?
It don't deserve 1 star, but you have to put something to rate the most disgusting, gross, filthy place. They didn't want to give my money back. I threatened to call the health department.
What good is that going to do?
And they don't care.
We called the Florida health department. They're like, yeah, you got to call the motel department. Thank you for calling us, but we can't do nothing to help you.
Oh, geez. They go total gangster.
This here
is a poo puddle. With McDonald's milkshake machine smudged on the toilet seats.
No, that's
what?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's.
Milk.
Milky. Milky smudged on.
How you spell milk?
I don't know. On the toilet seat.
That would be mild.
Oh, look, seats. I'm dyslexic. I corrected it. It's SEETS. My brain
smudged
made it.
On the toilet seats.
It's eyes. I'm sorry. Now my dyslexia is just making up different words. Eyes find me the only place in America with the milkshake machine working, and they open it up on the toilet. This cracker hoe asked me if I eat Chick-fil-A waffle in waffle fry out of Missy's Coo-holes. What the hell? We've heard all kinds of Coo-hole. Coo-hole. What is a Coo-hole? I'm crying. I'm laughing
it's
so
Missy's
hard.
Coo-hole, though.
Missy's. That's a person.
Obviously,
that's the name of the prostitute.
Or it's a restaurant.
Why would you ask someone to eat a waffle fry?
Oh, I thought it was like a Waffle House, a Chick-fil-A Waffle House.
How much does she charge for the waffle fry Coo-hole? Whoa. Eyes, say bend over. What the hell? And I's gonna stick my Trump boot up, use crack a booty. Am I confused here? I thought a booty was a butt. Am I wrong?
Maybe. What's a Uzi?
Have I been...
Isn't that a gun?
Yeah.
So he's gonna Uzi you?
Uzi cracker booty.
Yeah, well, he just fired up a joint.
I fired up a joint and just sat in the door with me pistol. No stars. Huh.
All that to fall into the no
That's
star
the
trap.
first waffle fry coup.
That's the first Coo-hole we've had.
I have a feeling they meant cornhole.
I don't care. Coo-hole will be the title of the episode this week.
Coo-hole with pistols.
Yeah. Coo-hole.
No stars.
Yeah, Adolf Coo-hole.
Then we got the G Motel. You can find it when you look at hotels. These are all Google, by the way. And this is by Megan C. Man.
C. Megan.
This must be next to the other hotel because this is the most ghetto motel I've ever stayed in.
Man.
Located in the worst part of St. Louis. If she knew this in advance, why did she go there?
I mean, the most ghetto motel I've ever stayed at.
So we put the mattress on the floor. What about mice, rats, and
STL?
Sexually transmitted livers. St. Louis. Isn't that St. Louis?
Who's from St. Louis? Nelly is from St. Louis.
Your name 50 Cent?
No,
where 50 Cent
we
from?
argued about this before the show.
But where 50 Cent from?
Huh. Probably Michigan.
You know who I like? I like Flo Rida.
Flo Rida.
He got good music.
Is that how you say it too? I like Flo
I called
Rida.
it. Well, I call it Florida.
Flo Rida.
I call it Florida.
Florida.
And my kids, they were more in tune with the.
I thought it was Flo Rida, not Flo Rida.
Well, he's from Florida.
Yeah, I said
I Googled him and looked up his bio on Wikipedia.
It's not Florida either.
Which, if they let us edit a couple times before they banned us, you really can't trust Wikipedia.
That's true. They didn't let us do anything. They just banned us right away. All right, so part of STL. So we put the mattress on the floor.
Wasn't there an hour before gunshots were heard? What? AC barely worked.
Barely.
Well, that was smart putting the mattress on the floor since cold air sinks, it doesn't rise.
Yeah.
So
I think they put it on the floor so when the gunshots came through
they wouldn't get hit through the window?
I think it was more of a safety thing, not a AC barely working thing.
If you are afraid to catch anything, definitely not the place for you. What is she insinuating?
She's saying if you ain't got the balls to catch the STDs, then you don't want to stay there. That's all.
For $47 a night.
If you want to catch the STDs, you can stay there.
For $47 a night, you get no hot water, broken shower that leaked and got the entire room's floor wet, smells bad, and every crackhead in the city begging for 50 cents.
Say that like 50
cents. I think maybe he's from there.
Maybe.
Get something
50.
to eat.
Put on 50.
Highly do not recommend. Oh, geez, I'm homeless. And I asked for my money back and slept in the alley. Good hooker spot. It's got a gate, but not to keep you out, but to keep you in, like the Hotel California. And then they quote it.
I see that.
Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find a passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man. We are programmed to receive. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. Oh, you know what?
Great song.
Not a big fan of the Eagles, but I do know this song. I don't know it well because it was before my time. I thought this sentence right here was, we are programmed to deceive, not receive.
I've read a bunch of stories on these songs, so they're all tied to some dark magic, I'm sure.
Why can't it be?
We should really have an episode where we talk about
light
the dark magic of rock and roll.
Why not light magic?
Because they believed into the darker side. They stepped over.
Do you really think the Eagles were into that stuff?
Yes.
Do you think you really sell your soul to the devil to be
sold their soul to the devil, to Satan himself, to become the rock stars that they became?
Did they go to
to be known worldwide? They sold their soul to the man below, Satan.
Do you think they went to the crossroads to sell it?
The crossroads of hell.
Isn't that in Mississippi?
Sold their
I think we drove. When we came back from the Cannonball Run coming home.
Dude, we were so tired.
We went to the crossroads, but we didn't sell ourselves.
See you at the crossroads. Wasn't that a Bone Thugs and Harmony song?
Yeah, I think so.
That was a great song. All right, so we are going to Worldwide Technology Raceway. The race is Sunday at 3:30 p.m. on the little channel of Fox Sports 1 and on the big channel of MRN. It is a 1.25-mile oval race.
That's an independent track, dude. We were looking for an independent.
Found it.
That's it.
So is Pocono, but found it. It's a 1.25-mile oval. We've only raced here one time previously last year. The race winner was Joey Logano. Kyle Busch finished second. Kurt Busch finished third. Ryan Blaney finished fourth. Eric Shoves Bubba Wallace Armadillo finished fifth. Truex sixth. Eric Jones seventh. Chastain eighth. Christopher Bell finished ninth. And AJ Allmendinger. You know, if you break his name down, it says Allmendinger. He finished 10th.
Did you see where Stenhouse got under Allmendinger?
Huh?
Or was it the other way around? In the race.
Allmendinger got under Stenhouse. Stenhouse finished 7th.
Not in the bus.
I hope not. All right, so we're like way off.
And we didn't really pick anything for the 600, did we?
No,
Our remain stained.
Yeah. So, Jamie,
stained.
You go first this week.
Well, Brad, you didn't highlight this for me.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
So you're just going to have to 1 through 10 it, 11 through 20, and 21 through 37.
I'm looking. So I'm thinking here, Martin Truex Jr.
All right.
Out of the top 10 drivers.
All right.
Look, Zane Smith did pretty good, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can get Allmendinger.
I don't think he's going to win at all this year.
No, neither.
And we're going to go with, I keep going for him. It's Brad's got to finish a race one day, right?
Yeah.
The Keselowski.
All right.
Well, there's a lot of good names at the bottom 10, 15. Boy, Ty was running good in that race until he wasn't.
Yeah, I know. Duh.
I'm going with Kyle Larson. Bam! Drop the mic. Well, I can't. It's on a mic stand.
Kyle Larson. That's a stretch.
He either wins or he crashes.
Exactly. I wouldn't advise picking Chase Elliott because I don't think he's going to be racing.
Well, would you get the substitute driver, which isn't going to be a good driver?
It's going to be Barry. All right, I'm going to go with William Byron.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, he finishes like in the front every week. I'm going to go with
Blaney. Go.
No, Blaney finished first. I can't pick him.
Well, since I've already picked, I'll give you full reign on the whole board.
Nah. I'll go with, I'm torn between Harvick and Bowman.
Bowman has a win, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Harvick does not.
I'm going to go with Bowman. Harvick's let me down every time I picked him, so.
Harvick is.
I don't pick him in hopes that he does better.
Have you noticed he and his Paul Childers are the only guys that seem to be able to get anything out of a Ford, with the exception of yesterday?
Rodney Childers.
Rick Ross Childress.
Rodney Childers.
Richard Childress.
Denny Hamlin's my third driver.
He's a good driver. I like Denny.
All right. That's what I got. I got Byron, Bowman, and Denny. You got Truex, Brad, and Larson.
I sure hope I get home before the sun goes down.
All right, that's all I got. You're not going to fall asleep. You're still jittering like you're jacked up on Red Bull still.
So give me another one on the way home at the quick trip.
All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Bye.
Thanks to everybody who listens and watches it each week and shares our show on social media and with your friends. We greatly appreciate it.
If you're on YouTube, click and subscribe. So I think it's right here. And then the bell means we're going to ding you every time we come out with content.
Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, check out all our other videos. Check us out on Spotify and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review like Brandon did. Send us a DM or email
Brandon.
us anytime. We're racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com or DM us on Twitter. We'll be great. Be glad to talk to you, have a conversation, answer any questions. If you're mad at us, let us know. We'll read it. We'll respond.
You might not like it.
Yeah, or you might like it. And make sure you check out our website. It is racecarbackwards.com, and you can find our merch store there. Other than that, that's all I got. That's all you got?
Oh, I got an idea.
He's got an idea.
It went away.
It went away.
Bye.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great week. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Peace.
You just listened to Race Car spelled backwards. For that, we thank you.